Welcome to the Untold Tales audio anthologies, written by Caryn Larrinaga and narrated by Melissa Del Toro Schaffner. The Bump. One day, not too long ago, a boy and his family passed through town on their way to the coast. While his parents shopped for supplies, the boy wandered Main Street until he came upon a schoolyard. In the open space in front of the peaked yellow building, he found a group of children clapping and stomping around a low mound of dirt.
Bump, bump,
the children sang.
humpty dump. Who's next, me, the lump.
The children hopped as one, counterclockwise around the mound, and began the refrain again.
Bump, bump. Hello,
Interrupted the boy.
what are you doing?
The children stopped their song and stared at the boy for a while before a small girl in pigtails stepped forward out of the circle. Her eyes were shadowed by the bright sun overhead, but her friendly smile drew the boy in.
Playing a game.
She said.
Wanna try?
The boy had been traveling alone with his parents for some time and missed playing with people his own age. He took a step forward, intending to join the game, but lost his nerve when he saw the other children's eyes. All were shadowed, no matter the direction they looked. One child tilted her head back, as though to search for shapes in the clouds above, and still her eyes were impossible to see. The boy's stomach twisted.
I'd better get back to my parents. But you're traveling.
The girl in pigtails frowned.
You must play around for luck.
She grabbed his sleeve and tugged him toward the other children. The boy tried to pull away, but the little girl was stronger than she looked, and soon he found himself within the circle. The boy didn't want them to think he was a scaredy cat, so he asked.
How do you play? We'll show you,
she said, moving around the group to take the place directly across the circle from him.
And how do you win? You'll see,
she teased. At once, the other children began to clap, building a steady rhythm. Some stomped their feet into the ground, sending up puffs of dust in time with their clapping. Soon, the song began.
Bump, bump, humpty dump. Who's next, me, the lump.
The boy caught on quickly, singing along and clapping his hands. At the end of each refrain, the group hopped to the right, rotating around the mound. The boy didn't understand how the game was won or lost, but he let the rhythm swallow him up and enjoyed the thrill of acceptance.
Bump, bump, humpty dump.
They sang. A heavy cloud passed in front of the sun, darkening the schoolyard. The girl in pigtails grinned at the boy from across the mound, and he saw that her eyes hadn't been difficult to see because of shadows from the midday sun. They were missing entirely. He felt her hollow eyes looking at him, piercing deep into his soul. He stopped clapping and stared at the other children. None had eyes, yet all stared back.
Who's next, me, the lump.
They sang. The children hopped together, but the boy was distracted. The child on his left collided with him, and he lost his balance, toppling forward onto the mound. His head hit a rock on the dirt, and he lay there in a daze for a minute before scrambling to his feet and running from the schoolyard. Behind him, the eyeless children laughed. He found his parents in the same shop where he'd left them. He began crying the moment his mother caught sight of him. "What's the matter?" she asked, kneeling to wipe the tears from her son's cheeks.
I was playing in the schoolyard with some other kids.
When he tried to remember what they'd looked like, his head pounded. There'd been something about their eyes.
I fell.
Are you hurt? He rubbed the top of his head. A lump was already growing there, and it was tender to the touch.
A little.
She tissed and smiled at him. You'll be all right. Help me carry these bags. That night in their hotel, the boy clutched at his head. The lump grew larger beneath his fingers, and when he closed his eyes, he saw the children in the schoolyard staring at him through their empty sockets. He screamed and screamed, and his parents called for the doctor. The doctor examined the bump on the boy's head, but didn't appear concerned. Ice and rest, that's all he needs, he told the boy's parents. How did it happen? The boy's mother shook her head. He was playing by the school and fell down. By the school? The doctor frowned. Well, no wonder he got hurt. The whole area's been a mess since the fire last year. We lost the school and several homes. He shook his head. Too many lives. So many children. Most people steer clear, for good reason. After a final reassurance that the boy would be fine after a good night's sleep, the doctor left. As his parents slept, the boy tossed and turned. The goose egg on his head continued to grow, and he tried to call out to his parents. He opened his mouth, but only a whisper of the song came out.
Bump, bump, humpty jump. Who's next beneath the lump?
In the morning, his bed was empty. He wasn't in the hotel room or taking a bath or even playing in the stream behind the building. His parents couldn't find him anywhere, and soon a search party gathered to locate the missing boy. As they looked, his parents walked down Main Street, passing the blackened and charred remains of the old schoolhouse. The yard was deserted, but a second bump now sat beside the first. The building is long gone, but the bumps are still there today. If you're brave enough to stand beside them, you can hear the children singing.
Bump, bump, humpty jump. Who's next beneath the lump?
It's a new season, and we have some new authors and new storylines that will absolutely delight you. And as you know, we absolutely love our listeners, fans, and patrons. If you loved what you heard, consider joining us over on Patreon. That's where all the fun happens. Just visit www.patreon.com/Melissa Del Toro voiceover. If you'd like to read more of the stories in the Untold Tales series, not narrated here on our podcast, you can find Jeff's books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. The links for all of this information are conveniently listed in this episode's show notes. Thank you and have a wonderful day.